Hey guys, today we will work on our double angle properties. That's your 5.6. We will start by doing what we love the most, meaning prove it. The first part is sine of 2a. We're trying to figure out if it's equal to 2 sine a or cosine a. Not figure out, but prove it. So I will say sine of 2a is the same thing as sine of a plus a. Now you know how to expand this sine of a plus a. Well, this is equal to the sine of a times the cosine of a plus the cosine of a times the sine of a. This is nothing other than 2 times the sine of a cosine of a. Alright, let's do the same thing this time for cosine 2a. For cosine 2a, I will start by saying cosine 2a is equal to cosine of a plus a, and cosine a plus a, based on the formula, is equal to cosine a minus sine of a times the sine of a. This is equal to cosine squared of a minus sine squared of a. The last one, or the third one, is tangent of 2a, and we want to prove that this is equal to the expression on the right. I would say tangent of 2a is equal to the tangent of a plus a. Using the formula once again, I would say this is equal to, this one has a fraction, that will be tangent of a plus tangent of a over 1 minus tangent a tangent a. Well, this is equal to 2 times the tangent of a over 1 minus the tangent squared of a. And once again, I reach my goal. Alright, you have just derived the double angle properties. I will not prove these two because we have done enough of these already. Cosine squared of a minus sine squared of a equals 1 minus 2 sine squared. Or cosine squared of a minus sine squared of a is equal to 2 cosine squared of a minus 1. I'll leave this up to you. But on the next page, I have, you may now use any of these three expressions to substitute for cosine 2a, cosine squared of a minus sine squared of a, 1 minus 2 sine squared of a, or 2 cosine squared of a minus 1. Well, let's go ahead and jump to example 1. Find the exact value of sine 2x, cosine 2x, tangent 2x under the given condition. Well, this is sine of x. This tells me that x is located between pi over 2 and pi. Let's start with the sine of 2x, or let's study this sine of x first. Sine of x is 3 over 4. Well, for the sine to be positive, it can be here or here, but the interval is between pi over 2 and pi. I know the triangle is here, where this is 3, this is 4, and this is therefore square root of 7. And this is my x, because that's the right angle. All right, let's start with sine of 2x. I would say sine of 2x is equal to 2 times, I'm using the formula that you know, that you have on your green paper. That'll be 2 sine x cosine x, meaning 2 times the sine of x is 3 over 4, and the cosine of x is adjacent, meaning square root of 7 over 4. And this is equal to, by the way, this is negative, and that is my fault. So this one will be negative. That will give me negative 6 square root of 7 over 8, actually over 16. So I can simplify it and say it's negative 3 square root of 7 over 8. Alright, I'll do the same thing for cosine of 2x. Cosine 2x is equal to, here I know cosine 2x is 1 minus 2 sine squared of x, which is equal to 1 minus 2 times the sine squared of x will be 3 over 4 square. And this will give you negative 1 over 8. Let's do tangent of 2x now. Tangent of 2x is equal to, I will use just the sine over the cosine to make it easier on me. And the sine of x is negative 3 square root of 7 over 8 that I'm dividing by negative 1/8. If I use my copy change flip here, I will end up with copying the first one, negative 3 square root of 7 over 8 times negative gives me a positive, and I will have 8 over 1. So your final answer is 3 root 7. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, we're looking for sine 2x, cosine 2x, and so on. So I will start again by building that triangle between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi, meaning here. And in this triangle, this represents my x. I have a right angle here. Now this is 3, and this is negative 2. Of course, this is square root of 13. So let's start with the sine of 2x. Sine of 2x is equal to 2 times, if you remember, the sine of x times the cosine of x, which is equal to 2 times the sine of x here is, sine will be 3 over 4. Actually, the sine will be negative 2 over square root of 13 times the cosine will be 3 over square root of 13. And your answer will be negative 12 over 13. Cosine 2x. Cosine 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 times the sine squared of x, which is equal to 1 minus 2. The sine square here will be negative 2 over square root of 13 square. And this will be equal to 5 over 13. The last one, which is tangent of 2x, I would say sine over cosine. That will give me negative 12 over 5. You can do your copy change flip to figure this out. All right, on the next page, it says for each equation, find the general solution. Particular values of x between 0 and 2 pi or 0 and 360. I have 4 sine x cosine x equals 2. Now, 4 sine x cosine x is the same thing as what? Let's divide first by 2 to get 2 sine x cosine x. That will make it easier. Is equal to 1. And 2 sine x cosine x is actually the sine of 2x. Note that I'm solving, so I'm working with both sides at the same time. Sine of 2x equals 1. It means that 2x is equal to the sine inverse of 1. Now, remember, for the sine to be 1, I'm located somewhere here where the coordinates are 0, 1. So pi over 2. So I will end up with 2x is equal to pi over 2 plus 2 pi n. Note that we're dealing with sine, and we're doing between 0 and 360. So x is equal to pi over 4 plus pi n. That's only one of them. The other one, I will say 2x is equal to pi minus pi over 2, which is again pi over 2 plus 2 pi n. So if you work on both sides, you end up with the exact same general solution. Now, for the first 3 positive, I will solve it here. By the way, this is A, and B is right here. I will have pi over 4 as the first one, And in case this is 1, that will be 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4. That will give you 5 pi over 4. If you keep going, you will pass 360. Let's look at the next one. 2 cosine of square of theta minus 1. 2 cosine square of theta minus 1 is the same thing as cosine of 2 theta. And this is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. Note that negative square root of 2 over 2 is the same thing as negative 1 over square root of 2, if that looks better for you. So I will say 2 theta is therefore equal to the cosine inverse of negative 1 over square root of 2. You can use your carbon big belly, and we can use degrees or radians. In radians, I will say, well, it's pi over 4 in the fourth quadrant, meaning 3 pi over 4. So PV is 3 pi is equal to 3 pi over 4. Why don't we do this in degrees, which is equal to 135 degrees. So I will end up with 2 theta is equal to 135 plus 360 degrees n, or because it's cosine, I will say 2 theta is also equal to negative 135 plus 360 n. From here, I will solve them separately. On the left side, I will end up with theta is equal to 67.5 plus 180 n, or theta is equal to negative 67.5 plus 180 n. That represents my general solution. And of course, this is just for A. Let's do B. For B, I will look for the solution. The first one will be, of course, 67.5 degrees. The next one is in case you plug in 1 here, you will do 180 minus 67.5. You end up with 112.5 degrees. You plug in 1 here, you end up with 180 plus 67.5. You will end up with, you will have 247.5 degrees. Note that I'm still below 360. So I will plug in 2 now here. That will be 360 minus 67.5 will give me 292.5. If you plug in 3 here or 2 here, you will have 360 plus something else, meaning it's past 360. Alright, the double angle properties works whenever one of the arguments is twice as large as the other. For example, sine of 14x can be written in terms of sine of 7x and cosine 7x. And this would be 2 times the sine of 7x times the cosine of 7x. Now let's write tangent. The tangent of 26x in terms of 13x. Well, 13 is half of 26x. So I will say tangent of 26x is equal to 2 times the tangent of 13x over 1 minus the tangent square of 13x. Note that tangent 26x is the same thing as tangent of 13x plus 13x. Alright, last one, cosine of 10x. Well, the cosine of 10x is equal to the cosine of 5x plus 5x. You can use it, or you can say it's also cosine of 2 times 5x. And well, this is equal to what? 1 minus 2 sine squared of 5x.